Hey YouTubers, more Robb. Gonna be a great video. This video is gonna be for one group of people. You want to start a YouTube video channel and you're trying to decide on what inexpensive low-cost camera you can use because you don't have a lot of money. And the problem is there's like 10,000 videos on what camera to choose and maybe 100 different cameras. I hate videos that never get to the point. Osmo Pocket One, okay, video's over, okay. This is a video camera I'm recommending you can get used cheap, very inexpensively. Let me spend the rest of the video explaining to you why I think this is your best choice. Maybe I should back up. Let me explain my bona fides. I've been making videos since the 1980s. Back then we used potatoes. Some people say I still do. And I started YouTube 2007, a video a week. I think I have the oldest continuous weekly variety channel on YouTube. I've used a lot of different cameras. That doesn't mean I'm an expert. You can watch my videos, but I've used a lot of video cameras, and for a long time I used this camera, Canon S100. It doesn't have any stability, it doesn't have 4K, but after a while, if you use it weekly, the lens freezes. You can't go in or out. It's an expensive camera. I bought several, I loved them, I still love them, but it became pointless. I tried those little tiny GoPro knockoffs that say they have 4K and they lie through their teeth. They're garbage. You end up spending $100 easy, and you can get a used Osmo Pocket One. My first one I purchased last year for $105. This year I got one for like $130 with a lot of different accessories on eBay, in excellent shape. So I don't recommend those knockoff GoPros at all. Then I tried this, the Insta360, the devil. It has many different wonderful, fantastic features the other cameras don't have, and I loved it. But I purchased one, and then it would freeze, and it wouldn't work. It would stop working. Actually, the next one I got, it would work, but then it wouldn't shut off. You had to take the battery out. It was very unreliable, and it maybe I was just unlucky, but I had two and ended up being garbage. Everyone tells you the same advice. Use the camera you have, which means everybody should use their phone, which is great advice. Nowadays the phones are better than almost any camera you can buy. But the problem is those cameras are very expensive. And if you're going to be making film and video every single week, or make a lot, you're going to be doing things with your camera that you don't want to do with your phone that costs a lot of money. This only costs $40 used on eBay. It has a cracked screen. It's a Android A20, A21. I made tons and tons of videos with this, but I do not recommend it in the long run. Osmo Pocket. Let's tell you why Osmo Pocket. First of all, like I said, number one, it's very inexpensive. You can get used at the number 2 or Osmo Pocket 3 for like $3 something. But this is $100, $150. And if you pay $150, you're probably going to get a lot of different extra accessories, which have come down in price. You can get so many different things. But the price that you get for this, you could purchase this, and then any money you have extra, you could buy a lot of accessories like the wireless mic and so many different things. The stick that comes with it. There's just a lot of, when you purchase something really good for a low price, you have extra money to buy other things to make it even better. So this, it's hard to beat $100 to $150 for a camera that has all these features. Another thing I like about this camera, it's very robust. This was alien to me. This didn't look right. This was strange to me, and I wasn't comfortable using it for a long time. I didn't use it, but as I began to use it, I realized its features and strengths. One of the strengths was how robust it was. It fell off of this table actually twice onto the hard tile floor, and it pushed this down, and so it wouldn't work anymore. And I had to pull it back up with some tools and then sanded it down so it wouldn't touch. I made a video about it. Otherwise, it was useless. But I was able to fix it. Also, I had it attached to my bicycle. On 2 different occasions, the bicycle flopped over, and this hit the ground and went scattering across the driveway. This part here, on that camera you're watching, it's separated, and I had to snap it back in place. It looks fragile. It looks like it would break in a strong wind. This has taken a beating and it's still clicking. So I'm really surprised at how robust this is. I'm very impressed. It's discreet if you are filming someplace, and if you put it in the lock mode and you turn it over like this, doop, there we go. You don't have the screen up here. You can walk through like a shopping mall or a parking lot or whatever, and you can film discreetly in public things that you can't normally do because you have the camera up, and also it looks like a camera. This doesn't look like anything, so it's very discreet for some uses. It's it now, because it's old, it's 5 years old. It has a lot of low-cost accessories. You can get this that will allow you to attach your phone to it, and so you can get into the professional features. You can get the different little gadgets to attach. One of the weaknesses of the, we'll get the weaknesses later, but it doesn't have a quarter 20 port on the bottom, but you can purchase inexpensive things to help you. Also, if you want to add the wireless, you have to either use the stick, which I'm using now, or I made a video showing how you can take something like this and just twist it around and just attach with rubber bands, and you can then attach if the wireless is hooked on the bottom. So there's ways you can get over. One of the bad features of this is that it's difficult sometimes to attach to things. It has, as a accessory, you can purchase this little wheel that will control your pan or your tilt and some other functions. I wasn't thrilled about purchasing this, but I thought I'd try it, and once I did, if you go very slowly, it will have real butter smooth pan. Like, I can remember using tripods that were creaky, so you'd be tilting them and they'd be shuddering. Like, where this, you can go butter smooth, and it's a treat. It's a treat. So in the past, I would not incorporate pans or tilts into my videography, but now this, instead of buying a $300 Manfrotto tripod with a butter smooth head, you can just use this with a big smile on your face. So, also the stick, if you get the stick, you can use that. It has a same control. The 4K that it has advertised, it says it's 4K. There are other inexpensive cameras out there that you may be tempted to buy, like the GoPro knockoffs. They don't have 4K. They barely have 1080. The Osmo Pocket has a very good quality video. I think it has 4K for sure. Also, I've seen people do comparison shots of the Osmo Pocket One, the 2 and the 3, and they're filming the same thing. And with my eyes, in certain instances, for certain type of video, the 1 is beating the 2 and the 3, because you still have stuff in the distance that's sharp focused, where with the 2 and the 3, everybody's going crazy. Well, we want the stuff in the background to be blurred, whatever, but sometimes you want the stuff in the background to be sharp, and this stuff is sharp as a tack compared to the 2 and the 3, and you're paying a lot more. The 2 and the 3 almost knocked it over again on the floor. That's why you may not want to use your phone. You may want to use something cheap. Let's put it down, Bob. Okay. So what I'm getting at is, you have a very good quality of video with the 4K that you have with the Osmo Pocket One. It doesn't have like a lot of options, so there are some cameras where you're trying to get to something that you want to use, but you have to go through 7 pages. There's not that many options or modes. The modes that they do have are good. They have the slow motion, they have the time lapse, they have the face tracking. The face tracking, when it works, is phenomenal, because not too long ago you would have to pay a lot of money for a separate device you'd attach to your camera so you could do face tracking. Now it's incorporated into the camera. If you're using face tracking and there's not a lot of stuff behind the person that's going to distract and confuse the camera, it works good. But if there's a lot of contrasting light, or there's a lot of cluttered different things behind it, Like when I use it in the other room with the bookcase, it doesn't do the face tracking as well as I would like. It has, I think, close to as good a stability as I can expect. It's what I mean. It's fantastic. I expected and it meets or exceeds my expectations for stability. However, years ago I used to make my own stabilizer of cameras, and I'm thinking about something I can do to hack the camera to where I could even improve it even more, or be just butter smooth. You don't get so much of this, but you get like the y axis. You get a tiny bit when you're walking, just a tiny bit. You notice when you want to check out video to see how good the stability is, turn off the sound and see if someone will walk behind something that has vertical and horizontal lines, like a stairwell or railings or walls and so on. A lot of times they show people walking through a wooded area with trees and bushes, and so it's hard to see if anything's moving. Plus they're using music, and that's distracting. So if you want to see how good stable something is, put it behind a rigid pattern, and then you can just see with the sound off what's happening. And this actually does better job than just about everything I've used so far, but I think I can make it better. What are the cons of this camera? Well, if you attach it like an action camera on your helmet, you're going to look like a dork. You're just going to look like a dork. It doesn't have a pause. I think that the Osmo Pocket 2 has a pause. It doesn't have a zoom because of the small lens, but the Osmo Pocket 2 does have a little bit of a zoom. The sound is marginal. It's usable, but I recommend highly you get a wireless, which I'm using right now. Movo makes one, I think, $59. I'll leave a link to the video description. Oh, I forgot probably the most important thing of all is it's just extremely small. And the 2 and the 3 are quite a bit bigger. Not quite a bit, but they are bigger. Where this can go in any pockets you have. I do recommend you put it in a bag or something, because the pocket lint will eventually ruin every camera you get if you keep putting them in your pocket. But if you want to take the accessories like the wireless and stuff, that's going to be bigger. You're going to have to put that in a separate pocket or whatever. But yeah, you can take this with you. And when you're using it, people don't realize it's a camera, which if you're new to video making, you're going to be uncomfortable outdoors around other people. And that's going to be one of your biggest stumbling blocks. And when you're using something like this, you draw less attention to yourself. So it'll give you more confidence to use video and develop that confidence of being able to take video in public, and not feel like you're standing out like an idiot. If you don't like it, you can sell it used if you took care of it and get your money back. It's a no-brainer. You get good quality video. It has so many different features. You can use it walking around action, and you can put it on a tripod and just make still video. I've done book reviews where I'm just turning over the pages. I have it on the tripod, and it's down like this, and I'm just doing the pages, and focuses in really good. So it does have a little bit smaller frame than some of the other cameras, so you have a smaller frame to work with. It's not as wide angle as some of the others. So when you're doing close-ups, you have to stick the camera out farther away from you. You just have to develop those muscles like YouTubers. Or just get a potato camera. 1988, it's still good. Don't get those sweet potato cameras. They're just they look good, but they're not that good. Guys, I hope you. I'm leaving something out. I know I'm thinking I'm leaving something out. I don't know what I'm leaving out, but I put on new videos every week. Been doing it for 17 years. I'm addicted. I can't help myself on different subjects. I never know what I'm going to make, so you never know what you're going to find. 1,400 videos, tons of playlists. I got a bunch of cool people I feature down the bottom of my channel. No relation to me. They would deny it anyway. And let me know what you think of your new, old, used Osmo Pocket One when you get it. And oh, I have a playlist on cameras and camera hacks and videos and stuff that's from back in the early days on up to right now. So hope you find that useful too. I'm rambling now. That means it's time to go. All right. It's been fun. It's been fun, guys. I enjoy talking about cameras. I really do. Take care. See you out there.